Hi everyone. So, it looks like everything is upside down, and I will be fully honest with you. If you look at mainstream media, there is nothing to worry about. It is still sort of peace talk continuing, but from my perspective, situation is clearly getting worse and worse. And I tell you why, and I tell you what I think, what is the direction that we are going to meet. So it's really important to understand what is going on here, because it looks like, I don't know, it's from one side it's like the comedy, from second is like the lies and more lies, deception, and they're doing everything to distract people what really is going on. So let's break it down. So we have a comment, Mr. Donald Trump Jr., son of Mr. President Trump, and he said, Donald Trump may walk away from the Ukrainian war. And I think we clearly see it happening now. The Americans just walked away and they left Europe with all this mess. And today, Mr. Trump, President Trump, is saying, Europe is a decaying group of nations led by weak people. Speaking about European leaders, he said, I think they're very weak and blame them for being politically correct. I think they don't know what to do. He added, Europe doesn't know what to do. He praised Hungary and Poland for their track record on migration. So, yes, I agree with that. So, I mean, the Americans walked away, clearly, right? And so, what we have now, as we know, Ukrainian President Zelensky has met Mr. Starmer, Mr. Macron, and Mr. Merz in London. And there was, just the so-called peace talk, peace meeting, whatever we can call it. And what they are saying is, for Kiev, the crucial thorny issues are the question of ceding territory to Russia as a part of any peace deal, and obtaining strong security guarantees to ensure that Moscow respects an eventual agreement. So guys, Mr. Zelensky, was in London, right? And, just the mainstream media informed us it was a peace talk and so on. But where is the Russia? Where are the Russians out there, So Mr. Zelensky talked to whom? To Prime Minister of England, the President of France and Chancellor of Germany. So it's clearly to me, it is an obvious fact that, if you want really, want to achieve any peace, you need to invite the second side as the Russians. There is no Russians. There is no communication between the Western countries and the Moscow, right? So how we can expect any peace deal soon? Absolutely, it's impossible, right? It's completely impossible. And I would go even further and I would say there was no peace talk in London. There was sort of preparation, and Mr. Zelensky just checked, what is the next step of this, the three countries, what they can offer and do for Ukraine, because clearly, just the escalation will come. Absolutely 100%. It's just a matter of time. So it was not a peace talk, all of this, the bunch of lies, just forget about it. It is about, just how to get prepared in terms of the escalation, because Mr. Zelensky announced that he refused the Russians' proposal and he will not give up any territory to the Russians, right? So for the Russians, of course, this is not acceptable, and they're winning on the battlefield. So slowly, little by little, they will be doing their stuff. And the problem is the Ukrainians, they're running out of people, mainly of people. It's not even about money. It's not even about weapons, just the ammo and so on. If you are running out of people, what you can do? So therefore, Mr. Zelensky is so desperate, and he will do everything to drag in some countries to this conflict, because this is the last chance for him, for this completely corrupted government. So, folks, I cannot stress it enough. It looks like, just they're still talking about peace, maybe there will be some sort of agreement. No chance. Absolutely no chance. The Americans, just they walked away. Europe is pretty weak, is divided, and the Russians clearly see it, and just they're waiting, and they will not accept any, just the proposal from the Ukrainian side or from the Western countries. This is how it works. I don't know, because I don't have a crystal ball, when we can expect any escalation, but clearly, just the Mr. Zelensky is in pretty difficult situation. He's struggling with these corruption accusations, and he needs to do something. Clearly, he needs to do something. Also, I want to point out very good information and observation from Mr. Orban, Prime Minister of Hungary. So, Mr. Orban is saying that European leaders are pushing the continent dangerously close to the stage of war. And the path to war unfolds in 4 stages, he said. So first stage is broken diplomacy. The second stage is sanction and trade ties cut. The third one is conscription and war economy. And the last one is direct confrontation. So let's look at it closely. First one, broken diplomacy. Completely true. As I said, back then, there is no any diplomacy, there is no any direct involvement, any direct connecting between the Western countries and the Moscow, right? It's diplomacy is completely broken. Second one, sanction and trade ties cut. Yeah, as we know from day one of this war, the Russia is under massive sanctions. The European Union cut off, just the gas supplies, oil supplies. Sooner or later, it will be gone, just the, like, for, just fully, for zero from the Russia, right? We don't need to buy it. And the third one, conscription and war economy. This is how it works. As we see clearly, all of these countries, Germany, France, the UK, they spending billions now for building the military stuff, and there is no money for internal problems, for social problems, how to boost economy. And they clearly know what they are doing, because we are going to go for a war, right? And the fourth one is direct confrontation. So I would say we are at the stage of 3, conscription and war economy. The last one is just the direct confrontation, as I said. So yeah, this is how it works. This is clearly how I see it. I think next year will be pretty tough. We can see, escalation of this war in Ukraine, and the situation, financially situation of Europe, just the getting worse and worse. So central banks will start printing money, inflation will go up. This is reality. This is the world we are living now. So, folks, it's time to get your house in order, and maybe it's time to get prepared, because remember, no one is coming to save us. No one. And all of this, just the so-called peace talk is just the BS. Completely BS and lies. It's for, for society just to get distracted, because they clearly know without the US support, what is next step. And these Western politicians, they will not, admit that the project Ukraine is lost. They need to, decide and getting involved in this war. And we see some countries, maybe they go and put boots on the ground. We will see. Take care. Thank you very much. God bless.